overview of the product, help you trial and turn into a very positive experience. Let you see how easy the product is to use. On the call with me, I have Matt. He is our East Coast manager, and he actually is from Blue Folder. You know, PacketTrap acquired Blue Folder, and now it's called PacketTrap PSA. And to getting your questions, if everybody could hold their questions, send them to me via chat, and we will take them at the end of the call, 20 minutes after the presentation from Matt. You there?
I'm here, Brian.
Okay. It's 11 o'clock, top of the hour. Maybe we'll just wait 1 or 2 minutes, and we'll get it.
Okey-doke.
Take it away.
Super. So the end of today's webinar is to really help people get up and running on PacketTrap PSA. Over the years of my involvement at Blue Folder, one of the big hurdles was everyone had to fix a problem, and everybody has an idea that they want to make things better. They take the first step. The first step is signing up for the trial. But what really data has vetted over that time is they want to change something, but then the minutia of life happens, and they sign up for the trial, and they never come back, and they never get to really understand how PacketTrap PSA works and the benefits it might provide to their business. You know, we're all busy. We all get emergencies, and it's certainly if you don't have systems in place to automate things, and you're entirely in a proactive hair-on-fire status, you probably aren't going to get it anywhere if you don't concerted effort and take some time. So again, we see a lot of folks wanting to make change, wanting to make things better, but when it comes down to it, they get a trial, they take the first step, and they just don't ever get back. So again, a little bit of the intent today is to highlight some of the feature functionality, but really to get those folks who want to make a change, want to make a difference, second step. Part of that is actually putting in data so it's familiar. When you sign up for a trial of PacketTrap PSA, you're going to get an email. That email is going to say, thanks for signing up. We look forward to working with you, and they'll give you the link to your account. When you sign up for your trial, notice in the URL here, it's new trial. The company I signed up under is new trial. And it's really simple. Your URL is new.packettrappsa.com. Now, it'll be different. It'll be your company name, .packettrappsa.com. So all you need to do is plug that into the address bar, go, and we're going to provide you this login screen. Go ahead and log in with the credentials I set when setting up the trial. I'm presented with our free trial tab. Now, we've done our best to help people get over that hump and actually start to walk through some of the steps. Again, PacketTrap PSA is so easy, people just want to jump ahead. It's fair. That's completely fair, and a lot of people are successful. The people who are really interested in making a change are successful in jumping in, putting their data in, and running with it. The other two, again, are really busy. Sounds like a great idea. I'll get to Friday, and then, you know, as we all know, life happens, and we've got a sporting event or a band concert to go to, and before we know it, it's Monday. We're back into the day-to-day, the grind, and guess what? It's not going to happen. We're not going to change. So when you're at your free trial tab, we've provided some tiles to kind of help you walk through, get set up. Difficult tasks, and you certainly can get to them by simply going to the settings, and for some of the more technical and enthusiastic people, we'll run right over to the settings and look at some of the things that they can do from the back end, primarily our Customize tab. Our Customize tab is going to take you through all the options, pretty much, of what you can change and add in your PacketTrap trial. But going to the free trial tab, let's walk through some of these tiles here and really start from cradle to grave how to get set up. So the thing we want to do is let's go take a look at users. On the tile, it takes us right to our settings, users groups. Where we add our users and our user types. To add a user, we're simply going to click on the little plus sign here, and with adding a tech. I'm going to call our tech Ted. Tech. It's one of my favorite demo names. Our display name is how do we want to see it? So in a big company, sure, I need first name, last name. In a small company, maybe we know him as Teddy. So we're going to see Teddy in the calendar, and when we assign things, it'll be assigned to Teddy. Now, choice. Do we want the user to log in? Maybe he's a subcontractor, maybe he's a new employee, and he doesn't necessarily want or needs right now, but we want to assign and schedule things for him. So if that's the fact, we may make him a no login user for now until he gets ramped up and ready to help us in our business. Say Ted's been around for a while, and we want him to log in. We choose that he has the rights to log in, and we're going to him in a technician role. Now, depending on what yours is like, you can match the people in your company with certain roles that we have developed here. So the technician, Teddy have access to some things, mostly his stuff, not all. As a practice, we like to see that because we're big fans of making it easy, removing the noise, and let's not go Teddy too much if he really doesn't need to see it. Not that we care if Teddy sees what we charge our customers maybe, but let's get it out of there if he doesn't need access to it. Next, an easy username and password. Let's go ahead and do Teddy and Ted. We have email address of your user, and we do this because we can send manual and automatic alerts out to Teddy. So I'm just going to do Teddy@coast.com. We can send text messages out. So if we set an SMS message, for example, a phone number at sprint.com, we can add that there and send either email and or text. Now we start to get some of the information that might help us from a scheduling standpoint. So we want to let everybody know that Ted is a tech. We want his mobile phone, so we can find him. Ted doesn't have a fax, so we'll leave that off. And we'll also put his mobile phone number in here.
Real quick question. Just had a good question from one of our attendees. Can these same names be imported via a text file, CSV, Excel, that sort of thing?
On the tech side, not yet. We have plans to implement the ability to import your users. They don't. We need to go through and actually populate this. Question though. Now we draw into our work address. Now this is where our proximity search comes into play. So what we're asking is where does Ted work? Does he work at our main office, or does he work, let's say, disconnected? So we're going to say Ted works disconnected and works out of his home. And home address. Set a default labor rate, so anytime that Ted goes to add labor to a circle call that he's gone out on, it can default to labor. So he just says, this is the labor I want to add, and his default labor rate, we'd like to say what happens 80% of the time, pops up. I'm not going to go into a lot of details on the alerts, but this is the different conditions and statuses of when Ted or Teddy can be alerted, either by email or text message. Down below, if Teddy's a fan of Outlook, he can actually send his appointments that are created for them and for him in PacketTrap PSA over to Outlook. We're going to cut off for now. And the last but not least is, do we want to notify him of updates that happen to PacketTrap PSA? We're back to our users. We can see that we've got me, the administrator of the system, and Teddy. As easy as it is to create a user. Let's go back to our free trial and look at what's next. What's next is we need to get labor rates and items, labels and expenses in PacketTrap PSA so we can start to bill our clients. So I'm going to go on our tile. It's going to take us right to our item list. Our item is really an item library. It's going to show us all of our items, be it labor, material, or expenses by category. You can see I created an item. It's called labor, 1 hour of service labor. If we can drill into that, this is part of our service. If we go out on the field we're going to $125. Our cost is $45, and that's what we're going to add on to our invoices. And create a new labor rate. This labor rate is going to be after hours. So we'll set from 5:30 to 7:30 a.m. labor rate. So our price is $2, and cost on this is $85. We'll go ahead and do that. Our item list. This is an example of now we have two labor rates that we can choose from. We have a service hours and an after hours. If you are using a system that will allow you to export your current rates, you can also import these items. I'm going to go and click Import Items, and a little import dialog. I'm going to buzz out to the file created for an example labor rate, and it asks what format as well as is the first column contain names. And it does, and it does contain header names as well as it's a comma delimited. So I'm going to simply go to step 2. It brings up our dialog. I'm going to go ahead and put on the item number as our PT PSA labor. I'm going to put in a description. These columns aren't necessary. If they're not necessary, you can simply leave them blank. Manufacturer, main number. What we're after is the item name, description, and the cost and price. Once we've mapped our field, I'm simply going to click down and import now. When I'm imported to this window, I lose my chance of going back and fixing that, but I'm pretty confident this came over. So we'll just go ahead and do a quick refresh here. And I've now added my PT PSA labor rate. Same token, let's go ahead and import a material item. So again, if I have a list of hundreds, I can browse out, find the material list that I want to look at. I link my item number, item description. If I manufacturer and the manufacturer number, I can get that. But again, most importantly, the item number, name, the description, and our price and cost. We'll import one item imported, and we should be good. So let's go take out our materials item. One blue widget. We can import items, which are materials and expenses. We need the sheet or the spreadsheet to be a CSV format, and we can simply just walk through that little dialog to get the product we sell and the labor that we provide into PacketTrap PSA. Do a free trial. Now we have our customer records. So to click customer record, it's pretty simple. We can just click on the customer tab. You can have one customer. Manually import one by doing a new customer. So put in the client name. So we're providing service to Pikes Peak BMW. We can denote it as the account manager. So for example, the owner of this company, myself, is the account manager. If we have service manager, we haven't populated service manager yet, so we'll leave this blank here. And we like to send Ted to help these folks. And let's say I'd like Ted to come as well. So good shape there. This is a commercial customer. Now those values here in this drop-down list can be changed to whatever you want. And then get all this information in here, such as website, industry type. And now to fill in our contact. Brian Bones is the general manager of Chip, and he's got Brian Bones at Pikes Peak BU. This mobile, back home, other. And now we figure out our location. So we're going to the new showroom. And we'll indicate here the address. The last we need to decide how we like to bill this customer. Do we bill this customer to primary location, which is listed up here? Do we bill a different customer or bill another address? In this case, this is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and bill their primary location. Click Save, and the customer is created. Back to our customer list. And with Pikes Peak BMW with Brian's contact information and address. If the customers we worked with over the past 6 years, 7 years, you probably already have a customer base. 9 out of 10, you probably already have it in some Excel file or a CSV format. So in this case, all you need to do is simply hover over the Customer tab, import customer records. Again, a familiar box pops up. Comes out where our customer list is, and here's our example customer list here. Again, our first row contains headers, and it's a CSV. So I'm going to continue to step 2, expand this a little bit, and just need to link customers. So this is a customer name. This is my address. Address true. We do try to link these for you. As you can see, a lot of this is already populated. We've got some information here, but let's go ahead and fill in our contact information. Last name here. What else do we have? Phone. Last but not least, we have email. Okay. Very similar to the items, we'd simply just hit import now. Customer was import one contact and one location. If I minimize this, let's go ahead and refresh our customer list. And here we go. Brewer is now one of our customers. So that doesn't have to be done at a one-on-one basis. That could be one-to-many, one import for thousands of records. That's how we can import and create customers. Back to free trial. Talk about our logo. We'll talk a little bit more in future on the integration to a billing system. There's a lot to that. It's not difficult. It's very easy. But there's multiple systems. We wanted that for another webinar so that we don't use up our whole time today going through that. Let's upload our logo. Pretty simple. Which a lot of times when we click through on these tiles, we're going to settings and we're going to the customize tab. But here under settings, customize logo. We simply browse out. Let's look at our logo. The settings. Logo. A lot of folks say, well, where's that logo going to show up? Well, the place it's going to show up is on our billing summary. So what we do is go into the billing summary and look at options for the billing summary. Now, the billing summary will be what you present to your customer, potentially for a sign-off, and potentially a blue folder or a PacketTrap PSA as an invoice. So what we want to do is make sure the logo is displayed on the billing summary. So we have selected, let's save the let's go to a list of tickets. We do a print, and let's take did our logo take place. We're going to print the summary. There we go. Go ahead and make this a little bigger. We hear that our billing summary, our company logo is now on the upper left-hand side. Okay, logo easy. The second place our logo is going to show up. So the settings. We're going to go to customer portal, and here's portal URL. It's new.packettrappsa.com/portal. If we go and click in there, ooh, it's not there. Not good. Okay, let's go back and look at our options. These are options for the customer portal. You specify what they see and what they do. We got ours. Here's where we want to display our logo on the left. Let's go ahead and changes. Let's go back to our portal, refresh, and there we go. So now customers, when they come to open a request with you, land on a familiar page and see your logo. Now we'll go back to our free trial tab here. Now a little bit about giving your clients access to the customer portal. Now that we've got our logo there, why not? So again, we go to settings, in this case customer portal. Again, landed on the options page. We want to show, and how do we want to show and display this information to our customers? But what we do is create login for our customers. So I'm going to go to manage logins, add a customer account. What it asks for is, who's the customer? Let's go do PyMW. We email the client and the name. I'm going to make this easy because I can't remember a ton of things, but we'll put in B for the username and password. It may force us to change that again, but we'll keep it simple. All right. Can we Brian access to all tickets for Pikes Peak BMW or only tickets that he creates himself? So since he's the owner, we're going to give him access to all the tickets. Now we can give the account information to the user as well, but I don't know who Brian owns over at PPW is, so we'll say no. Go ahead and log in, and here we go. Brian Jones is now a login user for your PacketTrap system. We want to verify, we just go back to general settings. We browse to our link. We put B for our username, BB password, and we've Brian Bones from Pikes Peak BMW. Now he can review tickets, new tickets, potentially any shared files that you've uploaded for them to view. Open a new ticket just for fun. So Brian could be tickets on behalf of other folks, but we'll just say Brian's opening this ticket for the new showroom. Need a new he needs a new voice IP phone in the lobby and like you to help him out. Save the tickets created. We can now do that in our list of tickets that are for him as he can see it. Configuring your customer portal status and users, you'll want to come in here and actually, once you get a look and feel and make sure this is a good fit for you, you want to come in and fine tune these things before you really deploy it to your customers. But as you can see, there's quite a few options that will help you hide or display what you want for your customers. All right, jump back to our tiles. Configure Dropbox. Let's get a look at that. Again, familiar theme. We've gone back to settings and customize. Email Dropbox is an email address that you can use to direct emails into PacketTrap PSA to create tickets. This is your specific and you Dropbox ID. You can forward an existing service mailbox to that Dropbox ID. You're working late and you get an email from a customer that says, hey, we need help Friday. You really don't jump into PacketTrap PSA at 11:30 night. You might forward that email from your iPhone, let's say, right to Dropbox ID, get a ticket so that somebody can take action on it Monday. So Dropbox ID, email from anyone, nobody, just users in our list or customers in our list. I like to turn it on from anyone, save just, we're done. Box ID, create as a contact Outlook. Maybe in the company should have it as a contact in Outlook so they can forward things into PacketTrap PSA. Forward a mailbox, whatever you'd like to do. That's now set up. Back to our free trial. Custom PacketTrap for your PSA company. See what that has to say. So again, settings, customize. Here are options that we can use to customize. These options are going to give us our login URL. If I click the current login, which is new trial at PacketTrapPSA.com, I can change it. Here's our login page. We want to show our logo on our account login page, so when our user or staff go to log in, we'll see that. And then link to the customer portal of that login page if we want, but we're not going to do that. Okay? On options, features you can turn on or off. If you're not using equipment tracking or contracts, for example, turn it off to remove the noise. Here, appearance, basically what this tells us is what you see up here. Some people have to say are something completely different than their company name. So we'll say this is our help desk. Our billing asks you what system are you going to integrate with, QuickBooks, QuickBooks Online, or maybe another system that accepts simple XML. We ask you some information how you want your billing invoices to look, and have some default options set up in your billing system so that it makes it easy breezy to move invoices over. Again, we'll talk a little bit about this earlier, but what's it going to look like? How do we sort the items? Do you want to do by date, by amount, oldest to new? Do you want to do the logo? Do you want to display the company name? And on the signature block, when you have your customer sign off on acceptance of work, what do you want to say? So here's where we'll customize that. Customers. We can mark customers for a certain account manager, service manager, default tech. Customizable built-in fields that we can either remove or display on the list, on the form, on the customer form, and we get those list values. Like I mentioned, residential and commercial on the customer type. We say hop in, don't do residential work, delete it, and whatever we'd like. How about we do this? This is P Gold. We can indicate which customers are on a MSP contract with us and which are not. Okay. Now we got in our customer type. Last but not least, on the customer, we can add custom fields. So if there's some data that you want tracked that we don't track, go ahead and create a custom field and you'll be off to this. Notifications. Customer notifications are going to help you set when the customer is notified. Global setting. Here, every time a ticket is created, all customers whom a ticket is created for will be notified. Now, you can set these globally and then tweak them on the fly. So if you open a ticket for Peak BMW and you don't want to notify Brian, you can turn it off when you create the ticket. But for all of our customers, you can go ahead and send those notices out. We ask where these email notifications are coming from. Support at Quest.com. And do we want to include a URL so the customer can view the ticket online? So if we're not using the portal, for those percent of customers who aren't going to remember the username and password for the portal, we can send them a link at any notification, which will take them to what we call the status check page, so they can see the status and the information on the ticket as you work with. Go ahead and changes. Dropbox. We talked through the email Dropbox already. Let's talk about the equipment. So for customer assets that you track, here are the customizable fields that are built in. Again, we have value lists for the equipment type, and we have ability to create any custom fields for information we don't track on the customer. On the customer assets. We do the logo. There's your tickets. So what do you call your tickets? This tickets is not the right word. They want service requests or something completely different. Say service request is our value. We'll save it. You see changes. So now service requesting instead of tickets. Do we run a 15-minute interval or a minute or both? We'll say both. And are a bunch of customizable built-in fields that can either be hidden or displayed on the form, on the service request form, and edit the value lists. We can add custom fields for the service request as well. Related people, which is this is a little bit more technical, but if we want to automatically add people to the list of related to a service request, we can add that here. Here's some of the built-in workflow. We have tickets of more than one assignee. Yes, no. So by default, when we create a new assignment, it's going to be scheduled or unscheduled. Do you do a majority of your work remotely? Do you just assign things to people, or do you actually schedule it? So what's for you? In workflow, as soon as we add an assignment to a ticket, change it to whatever you'd like it to be, own status or any of the built-in statuses. When we create the assignment on a service request, now we can automatically change the status from whatever it was to, for example, work complete. If the last tech is done, a request or a ticket that you had assigned to him, it's the last open assignment, and he completes that assignment, we now automatically change the status work complete. Last but not least is our tax codes. Some folks have one tax code, some people have multiple tax codes. Here we put in the code, depends on, of course. I think 8, 9 is probably closer to 7 anymore. Need to match. If you're using QuickBooks, you'll want to read this little yellow warning here. It needs to be identical. Now we're going to make this the default. That's actually, let's change this. Colorado tax. The default. So now all items that are taxable for customers who are not tax deferred, we will apply that Colorado state tax, or any tax that you put in there for that matter. That's it. For the most part, that will get you started. Now, you're with information that's familiar to you. When you look at the calendar, you see. You can have Teddy for a job. When you look at the customer list, you'll see Pikes Peak BMW in blue folder. You drill in, you see Bones, the guy you've been working with for years. Out to your customers, they can now go to your portal and look at your billing summary, and your staff can log in and they'll see your logo. So that pretty much wraps it up. I know I got finished a little bit earlier than we had hoped, but it's not easy. That's why. You need to take that second step. You need to get your information in. I just went through this with a MD out of Nevada, and they are very technical people, but very busy people. They had a system that was not working for them, was not providing any value to them, and they just couldn't cut the cord or pull the Band-Aid off. It was too painful. Last week, and I said, this customer, I really think we need to just pull that Band-Aid. I know it's going to hurt. You're going to scream a little bit, but that's the only way you're going to see the value, the easy use, and really get you over the hump. Did that Friday. Spoke with It's now Tuesday. The tech are completely ecstatic. They love ease of use. They love how easy it is to get their assignments, complete their assignments, add their labor, materials, and expenses, and just simply go off to their next job. Our is very happy that it's all in place, very easy to use, and she's getting invoices out the door times quicker than she was last week. So I really encourage you to take that second step, Band-Aid off, take the punch, get the information in the tool, and once it's familiar to you, much different than looking at sample customers and sample items. So I'm going to go ahead and open the lineup, or you can open the lineup for questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the information, the overview of getting started with PacketTrap PSA. That was great. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I've got a couple questions here. One of them was, could you show us, using the inside the trial, if you can back onto that screen. Real quick, everybody, the slide that's on there on the screen right now, definitely, contact us, or maybe you've already talking to someone in the on the sales team. Certainly visit PacketTrap.com if your trial's expired. Let us know. We can certainly get you, extended and or help you get going in that regard. Matt, can you go back to the file for a second?
Sure.
Was essentially looking at the calendar, you kind of showed it real quick, but so you're going to click on Teddy, you're going to create a service ticket, walk through that, just that brief two-step process and then show that on Teddy's dashboard so you can see how to close that ticket and how easy that is to do.
Yeah, from the calendar, we can simply click here and create a new scheduled service request. I really like to coach folks in the beginning from the customer's perspective. The phone's going to ring. It's going to be a customer. If I start on the calendar, all I can see is what my guys are doing. The reason I coach them to start at the customer, one, it's kind of easy. Two, the phone rings. We identify the customer as Pikes Peak BMW. I click into the customer, and it's sitting at customer profile. I'm armed with all the information and all the history for this customer right here. So if I started at the calendar, just wanted to ask me about the last time we came out and added an IP phone for them, I'd have to now click over to my customer. But here I can say, Brian, how can I help you? I've got your account pulled up. I see that we're scheduled to come install a new IP phone. Is that what you're calling about? I can make my customer feel a little bit better about having all his information held with me and entrusted with me. I've got his info right here. He says, no, that's great. But guess what? We're growing. We need more work. So I create a new service request. With Brian, 6 new PCs, sales laptops. So he needs new sales laptops in the, we'll call it the new showroom. Well, we don't have to put that in there. He just wants 6 new laptops. We're going to have Brian at the new showroom or any other location. Maybe the contact. Here's our type, which is customizable in field. We can change any of these values. So we're going to say this is a new install and priority. These again are all customizable values, and this field could be removed from the form. Is there a due date, or do we want to go ahead and assign it? We're going to send somebody on site to install these. We're going to simply say details and assign it. So we're going to send Teddy out, and we want to find a time that works for both Teddy and Bones. So you can see by putting his that in here, Teddy's 3.5 miles away from Pikes Peak BMW. I tell Brian, how about tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 a.m.? Is that enough for you? No, I won't be here. All right, let's go ahead and look at 8 o'clock on the 7th. I just put that in for yesterday, or today. Put in for today. Now we have Teddy assigned to 8 a.m. to go do some work. Save it. Now, behind the scenes, what just happened, Brian, I an alert to Teddy saying, hey, you've got a new job assigned for today, 8 a.m. with Pikes Peak BMW, 6 new sales laptops. Also can send the email to Bones saying, Brian, we've opened a new service request for you. The number is 1002. It's for 6 new sales laptops. And signed it for today at 8 to 9 p.m. or 8, sorry. Now, Brian's in the loop. We all know what's going on. Built-in workflow I talked about earlier is that from new to assigned because I added this assignment for Teddy. If we're concerned, by flipping over to our dashboard, it's assigned. There's no effort needed on our behalf until get information from the client or Teddy. So we're ready to go out and help the customers field more calls. So let's take a look at what that might look like from Teddy's perspective. Give me a minute. Okay, so I've logged in as Ted, and Teddy in our case is technician. This tab goes away once you drive, so you'll be running into this. But from Ted's dashboard, I can see today I have an appointment at 8 a.m. with Pikes Peak BMW to install 6 new laptops. Down up in service requests from my dashboard, I can see all the assignments that are not complete, scheduled for today or older, due anytime. So this is I have one job out there that's due today or old that has not been completed. The assignment has not been completed. So if I went out and just performed labor, what I would want Teddy to do is click my assignment. Here's his default labor rate that we set up earlier. indicate how long he was on site. We got a lot of choices here because we did 6 and 15 minutes intervals. And it's billable, not billable, or potentially goes against a contract that we have. He puts in his notes, laptops. Goes happy. Labor. Amendment. And he's done. You might want to present that to get sign off on. So Teddy may, through a laptop or a tablet or a iPhone or even an HTC phone, come in, choose print the billing summary, present this to Brian. He spent 3 hours to connect all 6 of the laptops and ask him to sign off on it. Well, let me make this a little smaller. So we just to Brian. Brian see. Let your nation go with that one, guys, because I can't do very well from here. But anyway, so Brian Bowen signs it. We submit the signature. We user, time, date, stamp this, and file it away on request as attachment. Here's our billing summary. Who signed it when? As far as Teddy's concerned, his job's done. So it's back to his dashboard. Nothing else to do today. I'm going fishing. And he comes back and helps in the warehouse. All right, so go ahead and log back in as the owner here. Here's my screen. And jump over to the dashboard. I might have received the notice that the status of a job had changed in the field because I chose to be the account manager or the service manager. And I want to log in and see what was completed in the field. Because workflow, we automatically change the status of that job that Teddy was working on to work complete. If he completed his assignment, the status is changed. Customer, Teddy, as well as the account manager or service manager could be updated on that. So we have one request that's in the status of work complete. Here's this new 6 sales laptops. He completed it. I want to take a better look at it. Let's drill into the service request. I'm going to get the overview of the service request. A lot of information just from scrolling through the ticket or the request, but I want to really look at specifically the items. So the item's 3 hours. Here's it. It's billable. Good. I look at billing. Here's our 3 hours of service labor. If my done correctly with the price and the cost, I can now see our profitability. 64%. We made $240 from sending Teddy out to Pikes Peak BMW today. Not bad. Here the customer is going to see. I can view assigned billing summary. Rough. Good enough. Attachment. I can log. Cradle save. What happened? Created. It's all date, time, and user stamped. An email sent. This is created. And we went through this all the way to a signed document. It was saved. For us, I think Brian's going to pay it. Job. I'm simply going to change the status to closed. Comments necessary. Save it. It's now closed. We Brian Bones over at Pikes Peak BMW. Close call. Hopefully it went well. And expect an invoice if he doesn't already have one. Now that it's closed, it pops over to our billing tab. It's ready to be batched and sent over to an invoicing or our accounting system. That
was awesome.
Okay.
One question was, did you touch on reporting? Somebody was asking about taking a look at some of the reports.
No, I didn't, but we can. Actually, going through the tutorial, the getting started, does definitely not highlight the feature functionality of the tool. It's a really good question. I'm glad it was brought up. So, reporting, easy. We have customer-centric reports and global reports. Brian calls you up. Hey, every time I look outside my third-story office window, I see one of your service trucks out there. I feel like I'm just financing a Hawaiian vacation home for your company. What's going on? Fine, let me go. I would simply jump on the tab, click on Peak BMW, run to the reports. Well, Brian, let's go ahead and talk about your service billing. I pull service billing by month and say, so, this Brian, we've run a service call out there for the tune of $375. Far away from the Morgan Hawaiian vacation home. But yeah, so not all kidding aside, we've got all these canned reports for the customer, so this is all customer-centric. I'm seeing Pikes Peak BW's customer profile, and these are the reports we can run on them specifically. Now look at things as a whole. We go to the Reports tab, and now we see all the canned reports for a weekly timesheet. Hours are our guys booking. This is acceptable. He booked an hour today. Teddy only booked 3. Well, we sure paid 16 hours. Why are we paid for 4? So there's a good report. But if these reports don't fit your fancy, you can simply click a new customer report. And walk through the report wizard, any that you're looking for. Does that help?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I think it's only one thing. Back to the report. Can you click on the report tab on the report list? All the options for like service, and then the customer. Where's the one about the customer employee reports to check the efficiency of technicians and hours reported and things like that?
So weekly timesheet, we shows all our technicians. We can look at everybody, or we can look at groups, or just specifically a technician like Teddy. We can certain date range. If we want information, we can go in and look at the labor report by user. We can see how many hours he's working. Let's go ahead and cost. How many hours he worked. What price? What was the total price? What would it cost? So here we see that it costs us $135 to bring $375 of income. Is that in mind?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So the question was items from, can you export items from PSA's item list, import, specifically like hardware inventory, things of that nature? Reports, I guess.
I think I understand the question. Settings. Again, this is where we're going to spend the majority of the first part, couple days of your trial, just getting familiar with these. But if import export, this is more of a kind of an advanced question. Couple options here. We can import data, again, our items, our customers, and equipment, and we can export data. As far as export, we can export any of the data from these tables. But basically the export. Now that's also saying that you don't want to the API. You are going to do some export data on a scheduled basis from one system, PacketTrap PSA, to something else. You probably want to roll up your sleeves and get into the API to automate that, to make it even more efficient. I didn't touch on, Brian, that I'll use the next couple minutes talking about. The integration with our PacketTrap MSP and PacketTrap PSA, we can bring in customers from the MSP. We can also bring in the equipment from our MSP. So if we just picked up Brian over Pikes Peak BMW as a customer, and we go out and do the auto discovery on the MSP side, we can bring in all the assets that we discovered on site. So when Brian calls in with a problem, we can start to link assets to tickets, and then we can get a better idea in the history. In addition, the alerts that are flagged within the MSP product will spawn gets within the PSA. On top of that, we're working feverishly on integrations to and breed RMM tools as well. So we're looking forward to getting those out the door as well. So expect about the same from a LabTech or Enable in the near future.
Okay, great, Matt. Appreciate everyone showing up today, attending the webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be following up with a recording of the web itself for review on your end at your time, and we look forward to inviting all of you to our PacketTrap MSP product overview webinar. It's going to be next Tuesday, June the 12th. So hopefully you'll check that out, and we will see you then. Again, thanks a lot, and have a great day.